Hi, my name's Phil Gardner and welcome to Fun with Boxes. Now, quite a while ago, I think about 10 months ago, I took a look at a rather fantastic game called Castle Combo. A really brilliant game for 2 to 5 players from Catch-Up Games. Now, you can go back on the channel and look this up if you want to know how to play this rather wonderful game. But today, I'm going to take a look at a brand new expansion for it. This tiny little expansion here. So this little expansion, this contains 6 castle cards, 6 village cards, and a rules booklet. So I'm quite keen to open this up and take a look at what's inside and see what changes to the main game this expansion makes. So let's have a little look, shall we? Okay, so here we go. And here we have the cards here and the rules. So let's take a little look at this rule book. So we've got a list of the components. As we said, we've got 6 castle cards with the grey back and 6 village cards with the brown back. And for the setup here, it's telling us simply add all 12 cards from this expansion to their respective decks and then set up the game as usual. And I always like this with expansions. There's a small lock icon on it here at the bottom of the card so that you know it's part of an expansion. So if you wanted to remove those 12 cards, you can find them easily and put the game back to its basic game state. So now what do we have? Well, the first thing I noticed then when I was pointing to this little lock icon is this rather big lock icon. So this expansion introduces new scoring scrolls. And there's a new type of ability called lock abilities. Now, they are one-time use abilities that you can choose to trigger whenever you wish. Now, when you buy a character with a lock on the left-hand side of its ability, you place a key from the supply onto the actual card. And you may spend this key and this key only to activate the corresponding effect once during the game. You may activate up to a single lock ability per turn, including the turn when you actually buy the card with the lock ability. And the ability is resolved alongside your normal actions for the turn. So either just before deciding whether to use a key to trigger the messenger before step 1, or after using a key between step 1 and step 2 of the main game, or at the very end of your turn after refilling the rows, and that's after step 4. At the end of the game, if any keys remain on your lock cards, you add those to the rest of your keys before counting your score. And then we've got a glossary of the icons and what everything means. So let's take a look at these cards then. So we'll start with the grey castle cards. So these are the 6 new castle cards. What this is telling us to do, if we used the key that we put on this card, we would get to discard all 3 face-up cards in the castle or in the village and then immediately reveal 3 cards to refill that row. And now on to the village cards. So this one has got activate the ability of an adjacent card. So you choose an orthogonally adjacent card and activate its ability. A lock ability activated this way does not require you to spend a key from that card, nor does it require the presence of a key, as they are always active. Discount abilities cannot be chosen this way. So that's very interesting. And you will see now that you're going to gain points here for cards with lock symbols on, for example. So there you have it, a very simple expansion just to add an extra bit of variety and strategy into the game. And there you go, the Castle Combo expansion from Catch Up Games. These little expansions are super, super great. They are very cheap, very affordable, and just simply add some extra variety to your games. So I really am looking forward to putting this into the game and giving it a go. And I'm sure from what I've seen, it's going to be very interesting. The game is already superb. It's a wonderful, wonderful tableau building game where you then score by activating cards depending on their positions in the tableau, what cards are next to it or in the row column. It's a really, really brilliant game. Well, that's what you get in the Castle Combo expansion. I certainly would recommend picking this up if you enjoy the game. I'm sure it's going to add some extra fun and strategy to the game. Well, I do hope you enjoyed taking a look at this with me. If you did, please consider hitting the old like button, and please also hit that subscribe button as well, if you would be so kind, because that would really help to grow the channel. And in the meantime, as always, thanks so much for watching. Please do take care, and bye for now.